Hey gang, what's up? Uncle Trav coming to you from the Donelson area. We're doing a fairly involved French drain project today, and I kind of wanted to show you what goes into that and a little bit of an explanation on what a French drain is and what it does more specifically. So let's check out a couple things. So our homeowner was experiencing some water creeping into their basement from the front and from this front corner here. We've tied some solid ADS pipe. This corrugated stuff, I'm sure you guys have seen it plenty of places. This has no perforations in it. And the reason for that is we want to pick up the water coming out of the gutter, out of the downspout, pick it up right down here, straight through into our French drain out here. So we got with the homeowner on where we wanted to start the run of the French drain, and it's about right here. So any surface water that runs down this way as we've got it channeled is going to run down here, percolate down through the soil, get into the wrapped perforated ADS, and run straight downhill. Any excess surface water is literally just going to run down the surface and downhill as well. Down here on the back corner, they were also having some issues with water seeping in. So I've left this exposed so you can see a little bit more of the same thing. This one's connected with a Y into our wrapped ADS. And if you're wondering what a Y connector is, it's very much that. It's a coupler that has a straight section, and then it comes another coupling section that comes in at about a 45-degree angle, shaped like a Y. It allows you to connect pipe at an acute angle like this, as opposed to a T connection, which is just like a T road, straight, like Travis, Uncle Trav, that's me. So this is, when I say ADS, this is what ADS is. ADS stands for Advanced Drainage Systems. It's just corrugated plastic pipe. Old school folks will call it tile, because it used to be made out of clay tile. Also people from the Midwest, like me. This is solid pipe. There are no perforations in it. This is what we try to use in a scenario where we're trying to just pick up downspout water and get it out and away from the house. Here is our wrapped perforated ADS. And if you want to take a look at this end down here, you can see what the perforations look like. It's sort of just slits every couple of inches in a 360-degree pattern. So once upon a time, what you would do is you would dig your trench like we've done here, and you would put a base of probably inch to inch and a half gravel in there, or any kind of aggregate. And then you'd put your clay pipe in there, perforated, then you would fill in around the sides and on top with gravel, creating a leach field, an area for water to get into and percolate out of once the rain is over. Well, we don't live in those ages anymore. Now it is modern materials. It's like a polyvinyl pantyhose almost, and then these little get one out here. We got a little hole. I can get one out for you. They're basically like a super duper packing peanut that are just packed around the pipe. And the idea here is weighs less, cheaper material cost. It's squishy, and it's kind of pliant, and it makes a more uniform installation, in my opinion. So what we're doing from here down, we picked up all of our groundwater up here to this point in the run. As you can see, I've got another 20-30 feet to go. We're gonna go back in now with just solid pipe. No need to try worrying about making this yourself. You can buy this pre-wrapped. I prefer to, actually. It saves a lot of time. It's a little bit more expensive because of the labor that goes into, to wrapping it and packing it like this, but it's well worth it on the back end because it just adds that much more surface area inside for the water to go and be picked up by the pipe. So the pre-wrapped, you can get ADS in a couple of different ways. Sometimes we'll buy a 100-foot roll for really big jobs, or a job like this, I buy the sticks in 10-foot chunks, and they leave just a little bit of the end exposed so you can put a coupler on there, because you have to connect these with couplers, otherwise you're going to have water pouring out between them. You don't want that. You want the water, subway train, bullet train, whatever kind of train you want, faster than a speeding bullet, going downhill. Since we're picking up the rest of this run with solid pipe, I've purchased the prefab 10-foot sticks of solid pipe with the coupler built in. So I'll show you how those go on right now. Simply just take the bell end right here, shoves on. You might be asking me, why drywall screws? They're cheapest, most effective. You don't really need to do any more than a couple, because you're just adding a little insurance policy here. You're not trying to, because if also you get too many in there, and for too long, it can cause obstruction. If you have, you have 4 big old 2-inch screws in there, eventually it can pick up debris floating down, leaves, things like that. Could cause an obstruction. But a couple low profile screws like this. As far as the length of your run, that truly varies on several different things. On a solid pipe coming away from your house, I always shoot for a minimum of 10 feet directly away from the house. And then as far as the run of your French drain, we went about 120 feet on this one all the way, all told, mainly because we could have stopped it right up here, but the pop-up that I was going to use was just going to drain water downhill onto the new driveway. So Derek had a good idea. Just go ahead and get the solid pipe on here and just get it nice and away and all the way down here at the bottom of the hill. Basically, how far away are you cool with the water being from your house? Here we just went for all the way away. So a couple of questions you might have. How could I do this myself if I wanted to? 3 things that you need to keep in mind when you're doing a French drain. Now we're lucky here. You can see behind me, the grade slopes gradually, consistently all the way downhill. So all I have to do here is just get my pipe below grade, which is just the surface of the ground, a couple inches at least, and it's going to pick up that water and the gravity is going to do the rest. On a flat surface, you want 1 inch of fall per 10 feet of pipe. Let me break that down for you. So if you've got a 10-foot run of pipe, at the start of that run, say it's a foot below the surface of your soil. At the end of it, you want it to be 1 foot 1 inch below the surface of your soil. So the idea is, over that 10-foot span, it gradually slopes down 1 inch. So if you've got a 50-foot run, you're gonna have 5 inches of drop total from the top to the bottom. Some schools of thought say once you're done, you leave your dirt mounded up a little high because it's gonna settle. We don't like to do that because it looks unfinished. We'll go in and put the dirt up, mound it up a little bit high, and then pack it down ourselves, and then top dress it a little bit more. Something else you might need if you're doing your French drain on a more level surface is one of these pop-ups. What a pop-up is, it's got a female end here. It connects up to the plumbing, pond build on the brain. It connects up to your ADS, boom, just like that, and couples up. We'll put drywall screws in just to keep it more secure. It's not gonna go anywhere, but never hurts to be safe. Then you'll put this at the end of your run. Let's do a little mock-up down here. I'll show you what it would kind of look like. Pretend all of this is not here and this is a finished yard. You've probably seen these in your friends or neighbors' yards. This will sit like this and dirt will come all around it right here. And the idea behind this is if you've got your fall right, the force of the water coming downhill down your slope pops this little spring-loaded thing straight up. And when it's done, when enough force is gone, it just creeps back down and you can drive right over it with your lawnmower, what have you. Then any water left in your French drain slowly evaporates or percolates out through the holes in the bottom, back into the soil, back to nature where it came from. So that kind of wraps up this French drain. I've got a couple more things to do to tidy up here. If you got any questions, put them in the comments below. Otherwise, help us out. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Come by the garden center, see what's going on, or just come by and say hey. I'm Uncle Trav, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.